What's good with y'all, man? This is Divani, and this is basically a video that will be explaining to y'all what is YMDR. Um, and before I get into this, if you watch it from YouTube or the website, I thank y'all. Greetings to y'all. How y'all doing, man? Yeah, it's kind of early in the morning for filming this video, but yeah, y'all. I'm gonna get into this pretty much, and I hope y'all have a good time as I'm explaining this. So, the first thing I'm gonna explain is basically I'm just explaining the stuff that is on the website. Go to the About page. You feel me? About page has this long list of stuff. You feel me? And so I'm basically just explaining that to y'all, in a different way, basically, and kind of giving you more, kind of splitting it up into different categories so that you can kind of get an idea of it. But yeah, y'all. So the first one I'm going to is just this group, in a sense, is a freedom of expression group. Now, what is a freedom of expression group? Actually, a freedom of expression group is something that is not created because of the fact that, you feel me, people never really thought to really make a freedom of expression group, because more or less people are more or less thinking that, okay, well, I can freely express myself by myself. I don't need people to do that with. And the freedom of expression group actually gives you the freedom to do that because you got more people and you have more, more people who are in the same thing that you're doing, but they have all worked together to basically get to do the things that they're doing all together to convey what they all feel about a certain thing. So obviously people can say that's a movement, that can be a freedom of expression group. That's kind of what it is, and I kind of just created that up on my own when I was making it. Is that, most people don't think about freedom of expression in that way. I kind of just created that myself, and so obviously it's kind of different, but at the same time it worked. You feel me? So yeah, that's pretty much what a freedom of expression group is. Next, I'm gonna go into what this group actually has inside of it. It's more based on Christian community. So if you're watching this, you're probably gonna say, dang, cuz like, what do you mean by Christian community? Like, I got a great Christian community. Like, my Christian friends, they talk to me all the time. They do this, we know each other, we hang out with each other. Yeah, that's true, man, but I'm talking about Christian community in the basis of Indianapolis, you feel me? From what I've experienced and what I've seen in some cases, Christian community in Indianapolis is not the same when it comes to wanting to progress in your talents or in your skills. And what I mean by that is, and when it comes to Christian community, is that we more or less have talents that we share with each other, probably in church, but we more or less don't share them with each other in our normal lives. And so when you think about it, we don't come together to do nothing like that. And this kind of group kind of does that, to where you're able to be in community with your brothers and sisters in Christ and just create music, whether that be music, cartoons, whatever, and just create things, and ultimately have those things there, for your brothers and sisters to just use, and as we're creating them, we're learning stuff about each other. That's one thing that I think a lot of people just don't do, in this sense of society, is that, our Christianity is more or less something that we just say we do, and we don't necessarily do it in a very way that says, let's come as the body of Christ. You feel me? I read Ecclesiastes 4:12, and it kind of says how, one shouldn't work alone. He should work with more than one. And this is exactly the picture of what I'm creating with YMDR, is that as people of God, we should be working together to do what we do to, help this better generation and give this generation something that can kind of be able to see a Christian's perspective more than just live it out. And that goes into the second part of it, which says that YMDR is also a group that is also for people who are not believers. So non-believers are not necessarily a part of YMDR, but on the contrary, they are affiliated because we basically know them. They're friends with us, you feel me? So they're friends with the person who is a believer, and we're more or less inviting them into our world when we share our talents with them, whether that be, whether we know how to do, artwork or music or any of those things. We're sharing our talents with them, and us sharing our talents with them and us just being the believers that we are, we are learning and getting more things out of understanding like who they are, rather than just judgmentally thinking they're this or judgmentally thinking they're that. We're understanding more of who they are, and that's just built through the relationship that we have through them if we're building a relationship with them. And most people will tell you, well, is this more or less something you gotta do to judge them? Like, nah, cause like, no, like this is just a thing of, one thing I realize about people is that when you come to them with love, meaning loving them where they're at, you more or less get a better effect than just thinking that you need to force it on them. So this is what we do in YMDR, is that we try to build a relationship with these people. If we can't build a relationship with them, we don't worry about it. I've had times where people, they don't build relationships with me, you feel me? Even when I've put my heart out there and just showed them that obviously I'm somebody who's tried to be for them, they still don't, there's still people who are not like that. But you see, there are some that are. And so, you feel me? That's why it's more or less a thing of, you don't have to worry about it so much if somebody's not a friend of you in that senses. You can just do what you do, and keep doing what you're doing. Be friends with somebody else or something, you feel me? That's basically what it goes into. And then lastly, if you look into the part of what YMDR is an industry for the people. So people would ask, what is an industry for the people? Well, an industry for the people is something that basically you have control over. You have freedom to do what you want to do in however which way you want to do it. Meaning if you collect money off of the things that you create, you can do that. You can decide to give something away free, you can do that. If you decide to create, a EP or just artwork that you want to give away for free, you can do that. Now you can use some to get paid, you can use some to do this. You can have free room to do that, you feel me? And so the reason why I say this is because because in the music industry, you feel me, this sort of things can't be done. You feel me? Everything in the music industry is done by control. And people say more or less you gotta sell your soul in order to do the things that you're doing. And that more or less doesn't seem like that's fair, because you see, like, everything that a person does and how they create things shouldn't put them into a jurisdiction of being able to do those things. They shouldn't have to do that in order to make their artwork pop. You feel me? Their art or what they create, their music, should be able to pop without them having to do that. You feel me? And so I just feel what YMDR does is says there's a better and a bigger part that you can take for yourself by just being a person who says, well, you know what? I want to go out on a limb and I want to make a different path for myself. I don't want to always think I need to go just to the industry and get my clout and think of it like I need them to get my clout. Because at the end of the day, yes, I feel like they provide certain things for us to do. I'm not all against the industry. Like, people think I'm probably against the industry like hell, but I'm not, I'm not really against them. In that sense, I'm more or less just somebody who knows that some parts of the industry have some very destructive things. You feel me? And so I'm more or less saying that you can create your own path in the way that you do things by just doing something that's completely opposite of what they're doing. By just creating your own content, your own stuff, and having the freedom to do what you want to do the way you want to do it, not having to be controlled in that context, and just having, you know, complete and utter freedom of how you do that, even when it comes to your music or how you create this or how you create that. And so that's kind of what YMDR is kind of showing a lot of people, is that they don't always have to go to the industry to get their clout. They can just create their own clout and, you know, just be a movement that's straight for their city. So yeah, y'all, I hope y'all had a good time watching this video. This is basically it, y'all. You know, I could explain some more stuff in a different video if y'all didn't get this idea of what I was trying to explain. But I hope y'all have a good day. I hope you like, comment, subscribe to this channel, share this video, give it a like if you understand what I'm talking about, if you can just relate to it. You know, I care for, you know, the people in my city, and you see, this is more or less isn't something that you have to take from me and say, oh, well, this is just for his city. Nah, you can use it for yourself as well. You just got to put your mind to it, man. So I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll be checking with y'all later. Peace out.